What is up? I am your host, Endo Caine, here to let you know that I just finished watching SmackDown. So enough of the bullshit, man. Let's get straight into it. We got a lot of content to get into. It's a big night. All right, we in the lovely state of Ohio. We're kicking it off in Cincinnati. They show us the draft rules. Here they are. I don't feel like reading them. Y'all know I'm lazy. They also show a list, a group of protected picks, which is basically no champions changing from which brand to the other. Just to make sure that, you know, all the storylines stay intact. We keep everything neat and streamlined. Get a shot of the Raw and SmackDown draft rooms. I really like this as a football guy, man, seeing this, you know what I mean, with it being draft season, seeing them do the draft rooms, you know what I mean, that was kind of cool. Another authentic feel. Backstage, we get Kayla talking to the wise man. He basically telling her, yes, the rumors are true. Roman is not eligible for the draft, meaning he can't go to Raw or SmackDown, which is kind of stupid to me, because I feel like, hey, you're on the roster, you should be picked. We get a shot of the NXT superstars in the NXT arena, you know, waiting to be drafted, kind of like the draft room for all the NFL stars. Get a shot of the eligible draft pool. Nice. There's going to be eligible draft pools that they can draft from. You can't just pick from the whole roster. I guess they picking and choosing who can go where and when. We get Corey Graves in the ring, 2 tables. It's time to set up for our contract signing for Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in France. Backlash. AJ Styles appears, if you don't remember, he cheated to beat LA Knight last week to qualify for this. And your boy Cody appears. Whoa! AJ says that this is going to be 2 Georgia boys going at it for the WWE title. Goes on to say that he lost at Mania because LA Knight got under his skin, and it's something that he's not going to let Cody Rhodes do and deter him off his path to the WWE title. I love it. So then AJ says, you know, he learned a lot from Dusty. The weight of the title isn't just leather and gold, and at Backlash, we're going to see if Cody can carry it. Cody says that everyone respects AJ in the locker room, but all of that respect goes by the wayside at Backlash. Cody says it ain't about just winning the title, it's about keeping it. This ain't a dream match for him like it is for AJ. This is a must win for Cody Rhodes. I am so on board with it. I fully agree. This is a must win early in the title reign. You've got to pull this out. AJ responds and says that it was beautiful that Cody won at Mania and completed the story and blah, 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 but his reign will end at Backlash. We'll see. Triple H appears, and it's time for round 1. The picks are in. Tripp says that the GMs better protect their roster also while building the roster. Cody's there and he helps read the round 1 picks, and the picks go like this. Number 1, Bianca Belair. 2, Jey Uso. Number 3, Carmelo Hayes from NXT. And number 4, Seth Rollins from Raw. Then your boy Carmelo Hayes appears and says that Cody's been doing a lot of talk saying that you shoot at the king, you better not miss. Carmelo Hayes says that if he shoot his shot at Cody, he bet he won't miss. I love it. What better way to make his mark, says Carmelo, than to take out Cody Rhodes. Cody basically says you're on, then we got it tonight. Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes, 1v1. Come back for commercial. We got Legado del Fantasma versus LWO. This was pretty good. LWO had Dragon Lee there. We're still wondering who jumped Dragon Lee before Mania. Who jumped Dragon Lee before Mania? We want to fucking know. I'm tired of it. We want to know. The people want to know. I want a lot of good stuff in this match. Dragon Lee suicide dive outside. It was pretty damn good. He's stupid high flyer, man. Just flying all over the ring. Come back for commercial. We get a hot tag to your boy Rey Mysterio, and he's just flying all around the ring, man. High flying from the top rope. Huge cold red. Time to go home. 619 from Rey Mysterio. Project Dragon from Dragon Lee for the 1, 2, 3. That is a huge win for LWO. They really need it. They've been getting their ass kicked lately. So then Santos Escobar appears. Santos Escobar says he is not lying and he did not attack Dragon Lee before Mania. Escobar then shows security footage from the day before Mania, and it shows Carlito being the motherfucker that attacked Dragon Lee. And I saw it, and I said, I knew it! I said, I knew it! I knew it was him! I knew it, that son of a bitch! He did it. He was him, and he was fucking hanging out with them the entire time. That's bullshit. Then Carlito, figuring out that he just got found out, fucking attacks everybody, beats up Mysterio and them, backstabber the Dragon Lee, and then runs through the crowd like a little bitch. They are gonna catch up to him, and they gonna kick his ass, and I'm gonna love every second of it. Can't wait to see it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Right, so then we get Braun Breaker versus Cedric Alexander. An exhibition, and this wasn't even an exhibition, it was just an X. This was like 10 seconds, Braun wins, squash match, on to the next. Backstage, Tiffany Stratton stops Aldis, says that all eyes should be on her in the draft, blah, 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 talking a lot of shit. Aldis says that she lucky that he don't reprimand her ass for what she did last week, and now it's gonna be her versus Naomi, again, to get Naomi a first shot and redemption, since she ruined her and Bayley match last week. It was Bayley's idea, Bayley there talking a lot of shit to each other. Round 2 of the draft. We got round 2 of the draft. We got Michelle McCool and Tori Wilson out there to announce the draft picks, which go as follows. SmackDown picks Randy Orton. Raw picks Braun Breaker. SmackDown picks Nia Jax. And Raw picks Liv Morgan. Okay. Then we get a package from last week with KO getting his ass whooped by Solo and Tama Tonga, you know, in the ring, and all this telling Heyman there's gonna be consequences. So then we cut back to Heyman in the back, you know, that black SUV pull up. You already know what that means. So Solo step out the SUV and he like, tell me why the bloodline hasn't been picked. And Heyman says that's because Roman, you know, withdrew. You know, so don't nobody want to pick y'all. You know, if the main guy not there and you been adding motherfuckers to the group, we don't know what we finna get. KO appears out of nowhere and from the background and just starts beating everybody ass, beating Solo, beating Tonga. They gotta be separated by a fish. Cut back to the arena. Kayla calls out Bianca Belair, the first overall pick. You know, Kayla Braxton want to talk to the first overall pick, which she deserves. You know, I feel like she deserves. I feel like that's a good #1 pick. Trust me, you'd hear from me if I felt like she wasn't a good #1. Belair says she hopes that Jade comes to Raw in the draft. You know what I mean? She want to win the tag gold with it, and says that Damage Control is falling, and once she pulls them tag titles off Kabuki Warriors, and ain't gonna be nothing left. Kabuki Warriors appear, you know, talking a lot of shit. Then Jade appear, you know, they talking a lot of shit, yapping. And all in the middle of that, here comes KO and Tama Tonga still fighting all the way down to the ring. So then this nigga Solo comes out and helps Tama Tonga, you know, beat KO ass. Security arrives. Tama Tonga beat the fuck out of security. Orton appears, fights off the bloodline, and takes control of the ring with KO. I loved it. I love it. I love it. Now somebody get the tables, because we got the Dudley Boys out here and they gotta put on their specs to read, because it's round 3 of the draft and the picks goes as follows. SmackDown picks LA Knight. Raw picks Ricochet. SmackDown picks the Bloodline minus Roman. Raw picks the Celtic Warrior. And it's time for that match. Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. Bayley joins on the commentary table. This should be pretty good. I like Tiffany Stratton. I feel like Naomi back on the roster is a good thing for the company. They need star power. All right, so this match starts. So it starts by Naomi beating down on Tiffany, and rightfully so. Bitch, you cost me, you know, my match. Shots in on your bitch ass. Stratton lays down a huge hip attack that looked pretty good. Scissor split takedown on the outside of the ring from Naomi. So while they having this match, Nia Jax appears from the crowd and beats the sleeves off of Bayley while she on commentary. Naomi go out there to help, and then Nia threw her dumbass into the ring post, which, you know, DQs the match. While all this is going on, Stratton is just kind of like rolled out to the ring. You know, she ain't trying to get her ass. So once Nia leaves, Stratton does what she did last week to Bayley and Naomi with the prettiest moonsault ever. Backstage, we get the Street Profits versus A-Town Down Under, letting us know, reiterating that they will be going for the tag titles next week on SmackDown. Waller and Theory appear, you know, talk a lot of shit, talking about how Cincinnati ain't never won a Super Bowl, talking shit to Dawkins until Bobby Lashley appears, and now they don't want to talk no more. Sounds about right. He was gonna flex y'all. Then we get a vignette from Karrion Kross and AOP. They was beating up some what looked like jobbers at first until I realized it was Pete Dunne and them, and I was like, damn, New Catch Republic, and I'm like, damn, what y'all got against them? You know what I mean? So they were beating their asses. I mean, hey, they can't keep losing forever, right? They gotta beat somebody's ass eventually. And it's time for round 4 of the draft. Teddy Long, holla, 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 and John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL. And your round 4 picks go as follows. SmackDown picks AJ Styles. Raw picks Alpha Academy. SmackDown picks Andrade. Raw. Change of pace picks Kiana James. Man, from NXT. Couldn't believe it. A change of fucking pace. Kiana James interviewed her back in the NXT area and arena with all the NXT followers, and it was just really good to, you know, have them have some new blood, some new life injected into the roster's veins, some new blood. All right, backstage, Nick Aldis doing an interview says that now Bayley's match for the women's title will now be a triple threat between Bayley, Tiffany Stratton, and Naomi. Teddy Long to say that also at Backlash it's gonna be Bloodline versus KO and Orton. Few things for next week. We show the draft pool for Monday. Don't forget, Monday got the draft. Cody and AJ Styles, they just had the contract signing. Now they're going face to face next week. Catch Republic, it was New Catch Republic getting their ass whooped by AOP in the Final Testament. New Catch Republic versus AOP next week. All in Theory, A-Town Down Under versus Street Profits. Tag titles next week. RKO show, I don't know, I guess the KO show, but the RKO show. Then it's time for your main event, Carmelo Hayes, Cody Rhodes, right now. This is gonna be very good. We've been hearing a lot about these two, and now they finna go lock it up, head to head, one-on-one, mano-a-mano. Let's fuck. All right, so lock up early. So it starts off pretty fast. This match started pretty fast, I ain't gonna lie. Carmelo showing off his speed, you know, his speed. Goddamn, he got that speed on him, but Cody using his weight to kind of weigh Carmelo down, not really letting him, you know, get off the ground. That's the best way to stop a plane. Backdrop from Cody. Carmelo Hayes high flying off the second rope into a fadeaway DDT. Man, it looked spectacular, and I see why this man was one of the first picks on draft night. Disaster kick from Cody. Running power slam by Cody. Cody cut a 1-2 kick. And we get a first 48 by Carmelo Hayes. Then there was a part in this match where it seemed like they had a different finish planned in mind, but they both went off the ropes looking to do something else, and they both just kind of hung in the air and just landed on their damn heads, man. That's one of the parts you got to go back and see and watch. I hate using the word bots, but that's what happened. But I don't know. I feel like we were supposed to get something different, you know what I mean? And we didn't get it. But I mean, I was still pleased with the finish. Carmelo Hayes misses off the rope. Reverse Cody Rhodes, crossroads, 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote, of course. You know, Cody, even after Carmelo was talking a lot of shit, you know what I mean? He really, you know, gave him a good gesture. Told him, you on your way, kid. You know, you got a shitty attitude, but you on your way, kid. And as he was turning around, it was AJ right there, standing right there waiting on him, telling him it was that close. He was this close to taking your ass out. Shook AJ's hand, and that's how we ended SmackDown. And that is your SmackDown review. Make sure you go check out our Raw review and our SmackDown review as well from the last week. Give it a shout out, give it a check out. Make sure you drop a comment. If you like it, you hate it, you don't like it, you don't hate it, let me know. And I will holler at y'all next week.